recently purchased a tool that I probably didn't need, but I decided that I wanted it. Japanese plane. Obviously very small blade, and the intent of this plane is to cut a chamfer on the corner of a board. It comes with this chamfer guide. I'll show you how to attach it, but typically I'll put a 45-degree chamfer on the edge of boards. Sometimes I like a roundover. A lot of times I like a chamfer. So I just thought this would be kind of a pretty neat way to use a hand plane to put a chamfer on. When I unboxed the plane, I noted that it's white oak. It does have some kind of light finish on it, and usually with these types of planes I like to just kind of light, or with a real high grit or with a buffing pad or something, like to kind of take that finish off and then just put my own beeswax and oil on it. I just think that it, I don't know, makes it look a little bit better. It just darkens the wood and I like how it looks. Like most Japanese planes, this thing is incredibly simple. Take that off. This pops out, and a little wiggling, and we'll get the blade out. So just simple blade design. What I did find is when I tried to put the blade down in there, and it's still kind of tight, I did have to kind of just use a sharp chisel and just clean up the throat area just a little bit so I could get that blade as far down as I wanted. It was just, hanging before it was right down to the surface of the wood. So it was just a few passes with a sharp chisel and that cleaned it right out. Similar to other Japanese planes, to set the blade depth, what I like to do is get it just sitting flat on your bench or on a flat surface. It can be a piece of tile or something that you know is relatively flat. Make sure everything is loose. If the throat is plenty sloppy, you can get the blade and just push it down. If you have to, just a couple of light taps just to get it in contact with the bench. Put a little pressure to lock that blade in. And by doing that, I could just barely feel the edge that could possibly cut. But to get a little bit more depth out of that, if I hit the backside of the plane with the mallet, it's driving the blade out. And because I've got this tightened down a little bit, it's just barely going to come out. It's just thousandths of an inch is all that is coming out. If I go too far, turn the plane around, tap it on the front, and that's causing the blade to go back into the plane. So I'm just going to give this a couple hits until I can feel that it's where I want it to be. We'll lock that down, and I'm going to go ahead and get everything ready and show you how we put the chamfer guide on. So here's the chamfer guide that it came with, and it can do a 45-degree and a 60-degree chamfer. I will set it for the 45 because that's probably what I'll use most of the time. It has pre-drilled holes. It has little threaded inserts in there. The one thing I found that was kind of strange is if you attach it, like they ship it, that chamfer guide is right tight to the bottom. And to me, my brain just can't figure out, am I supposed to hit the blade or something to cause it to kind of take out a little bit of that chamfer guide so that I can get the depth? I'm like, well, I can't believe that's what anybody intended. So what I did instead was got these little tiny washers, which basically will go over those threaded inserts. And then when I put the screw through them, I'm just getting the thickness of that washer is the clearance that I have under the chamfer guide. And that's just enough to give it enough clearance for the blade to go down, and it seems to solve the issue. I believe there probably is some thought in this in Japan and how they treat this, but I don't know what it is. I don't know what I'm doing wrong or if I'm doing anything wrong, and this is just a fluke. But this was the solution I came up with, and it works. All right, screws are tight. Okay, so I've got the plane is ready to put a chamfer on the edge of these boards. I've got a fresh piece of poplar with nice crisp edges, my bench cookies to keep it from slipping, and this is a Japanese plane. They're a pull plane, so instead of a conventional plane or a European plane where we're pushing it, Japanese planes we pull, but that's not to say that in a jam you can't put it the other way and push it. It still will work. It's just I think their design on where they have the blade is just intended to be pulled. So we basically just lay this on the edge of the board. I've got my chamfer guide is flush with the surface. I'm beyond where the blade is, and then just in a nice fluid motion pull it across the board, and you can see this cool spaghetti that's coming off. I have the ceiling fan on, so that's going to want to slide across the table. I would say probably one more. Okay, you can tell by that spaghetti that I'm taking a little bit deeper cut on that one. Flip it around, same process. Flat, the blade is beyond where the wood is, and then just a nice easy cut. Easy cut. And on that last one I can really tell that I'm getting down into the wood. Probably a little deeper than what I would normally do, but I wanted it to show you the capabilities. And let's try it on the end grain, see what it does. That's a great sound. I'll do one more pass. I would stop at 2, but I'm going to do just one more so we can really see that chamfer. So the chamfer plane is pretty fun to use. Can't say that it's absolutely necessary, but to cut a chamfer, it does a great job at that. I will go ahead and review it based on a scale of 1 to 5 in different categories, and we'll see how it comes out. It cuts a very nice chamfer. I'm not a fan of the gloss finish. I had to make a few minor modifications. It's comfortable and fun to use. If you like Japanese planes and you like chamfers, I recommend this plane. This is a great time to pause the video and leave a comment and tell me what your favorite totally unnecessary tool that you love is. And if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, like, comment, all that good YouTube stuff. I'm a new channel and every subscription helps. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thank you.